Happy holiday season, odds and ensers, and welcome back to the channel. I am Espionage DB7, the temporarily estranged Espionage DB7, and I am uploading this message on behalf of my channel cohorts, including Obsolete 2003, Ringleader, and Valkyrie Grinder. Also included is our mystery guest from Springfield, the man of many names, who I've often called, Cousin Obs. But just wanted to give a quick upload here to kind of give you an update on what is going on and why we've pretty much been sporadic as far as the channel goes. As many of you may remember from one of our Shoot the Shits, where I announced that I would be taking a step away from the channel due to some things that I've got going on. I, of course, am in the middle of that. I've been basically taking some curriculum to renew my insurance licenses, to make sure that they don't expire, basically business related stuff that unfortunately life thrusts upon us all. So I have been away from the channel in regards to that, and as of late I know that Obs has also been very, very busy, and he has been trying to find time with the holidays coming up. He's got a big family, as do we all, I'm sure, and basically been trying to find time to fit in family life and gaming and everything. So we do want to thank him for his uploads of Death Stranding, which he's done. But the main purpose of this announcement is to let you guys know that we're going to be taking a holiday hiatus, basically for the month of November, or the remainder of the month of November and on through the month of December. You will likely see little to none of us. We will probably pop in every now and then, but basically we're putting season 3 of a Fallback Friday on hiatus. We may, do Shoot the Shit Saturdays on an off and on, weekly basis. Our co-op games and whatnot are going to also be taking a hit, but rest assured that we do plan to be back and be back in full force. I, of course, for the month of November, am trying to get my insurance licensing items taken care of, so I, have that going for me. And in the month of December, to let you guys in on a little something, and this kind of goes into some interactivity that I think you guys might enjoy. For the month of December, I am actually going to start work on my annual Christmas card. For those that may not know it, I am actually a self-taught graphic designer, and one of my traditions for the past 9 years has been that I will create, upload, and email Christmas cards to all my friends, acquaintances, co-workers, former co-workers, and even you guys here. You guys will have the honor of being able to see it and get your very own season's greetings from me. And that is the thing that is going to take up a lot of my time, but I figured, with this video, might be a nice time for me to show off exactly what I'm talking about. So just to show you what it is I'm going to be working on, here is the Christmas card collection from yours truly. And yes, you will see my name on here, Jesse Del Rosa, for anybody who doesn't actually know my real name, that is. And here you see the first one. It's the Snoopy and Woodstock Christmas. This is actually the very, very first Christmas card that I ever created. This one was done way back in 2010, 9 years ago. So this basically launched the tradition, a very simple one. You just see Snoopy and you see Woodstock basically looking at the traditional Star of Christmas with the Christmas tree behind them. But I had so much fun doing it that I decided to continue. I got a lot more involved in my second card, which you now see here, a Pink Panther Christmas. I actually used to be a fan of the Pink Panther cartoon, as well as a fan of the animated opening sequences to the Peter Sellers, Inspector Clouseau and the Pink Panther. So here you see the second one, the diligent inspector trying to look for clues as to what happened to Santa Claus's Christmas cookies. And I actually, you'll forgive me for sounding corny, but I actually came up with a bit of a poem for this one, and I'm going to read that to you now. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, except a pink louse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Though a roaring fireplace might make him perspire, that absent-minded inspector forgot to turn off the fire. Suddenly from the living room there arose such a clatter, and the inspector rushed in to see what was the matter. Away to the table he flew like a breeze, only to find an empty plate void of cookies, a tasty treat intended for Santa Claus, now only crumbs and a trail of pink paws. Not a clue left behind of who stole those riches, yet around the corner a cat stood in stitches. He cackled and laughed. It was surely a sight. I'm sure if he wanted, he could do it all night. Yes, this pink feline may be shifty in his ways, but he wishes you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. So yeah, this was my second one. I was very, very proud of it. And then we jump to a year later to 2012, where we now see a more simple, but I still think very, very nice Garfield and Odie Christmas. As you can see here, we have Garfield and his pet, or his teddy bear Pookie, you know, have to deliver Christmas presents with Odie. And you know, who's that? We have a figure in the background, maybe perhaps not too happy that somebody is, you know, stealing his job, or maybe he's, you know, happy to have the additional help. But anyway, this was the 2012 Christmas card. And move on. Now this one I did. This is the year 2013. This one was a little bit rushed. I remember I actually had a lot of stuff going on this year. I had some issues and problems, so I didn't have a long time to work. Specifically, I mainly did the characters and a background. Initially, my intention was to do a background of a city and make this look like when you open the door, this is what you'd see. Ran into some time constraints, so I just kind of threw it. After I created the characters, after I put them together, I kind of threw it out there, but I still was fairly pleased with it. Now the next one, I definitely put some more work into it, and I really liked the scene that I created. As you can see, I called this one a booming coyote Christmas. As you can see, it looks like that Wile E. Coyote had finally caught the Roadrunner, or at least he thought he did, one Acme Christmas dinner. But lo and behold, to his surprise, behind him, meep meep, and you can see Merry Christmas. I mean, uh-oh. But at least I gotta give him credit. He tried to decorate his cactus there. So that's the 2014 Christmas card. 2015 was actually I made this with a bit of lament. In 2015, those of you may remember the terrorist attacks in Paris. So I wanted to do something that I guess showed a bit of solidarity. And there's not much solidarity one can show with just a simple Christmas card, but I still wanted to, give something, so I made this based on the Belgium actor Herge's characters, The Adventures of Tintin, and this one I called Tintin's A Christmas Adventure. And I'd actually like to read to you the paragraph that I sent along with this card, if I may. So, Merry Christmas, everybody, or as they say in France, Joyeux Noël. Sadly, it most assuredly is not a very Merry Christmas for many people in France this year, as their hearts are laden with the loss of loved ones. And that same story is true all around this beautiful world of ours, each and every day. I do believe our world to be beautiful, in spite of the unspeakable acts its inhabitants are often capable of. And so, in a show of solidarity with the people of Paris, France, for the November 13th attacks, I decided to dedicate this year's Christmas card to the victims and to their families, in the off chance that it may somehow, some way, reach some tearful eyes and brighten a dreary day, even if it's just a little. I call this year's card Tintin's Christmas Adventure. As many of you may or may not know, Tintin was a French comic strip, magazine, and most recently full-length CGI feature film created by the Belgian cartoonist Herge. Seems that Santa got himself into a bit of trouble this year, perhaps crashed his sleigh into the side of a mountain, triggering an avalanche. Luckily, trusty Tintin, his ever-faithful dog Snowy, and the kind-hearted but often inebriated Captain Haddock were nearby to save the day. Just another day of the same old for that scrappy young reporter. So, at any rate, that's basically this year's card, or that I should say that year's card. As you can see, they're racing down the mountain with the avalanche behind them. So, um, as I'm going through these, just keep in mind, share a little goodness, a little kindness to your neighbor, and you never know how many lives it can brighten. Just the simplest good deed can do good. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward wine onto the year 2016, where I bring you a Tom and Jerry Christmas. And this one, as you can see, did get a little bit more detailed. I actually tried to include a good assortment of the Tom and Jerry characters. Obviously, Tom and Jerry, but then you see, I believe his name was Butch, the dog. I don't remember the name of the little duckling, but I'll have him in the background there as a portrait. And we have Butch's pup. I don't know his name. I don't remember. But at any rate, it's pretty obvious from this picture that basically Tom tried to chase Jerry up the tree. When when basically he got up there, Jerry was waiting for him, and he instead became the tree topper, and with the star on top as he sees stars floating around his head. So I was very, very proud of this one. I really liked how it came out. We fast forward wine another year. And this one was actually done at a request of one of my former bosses, who gave me the idea to do a Scooby-Doo themed Christmas card. So this one I titled Mystery Inc. Saves Christmas, and the background didn't have too much done to it, but I was fairly pleased with the foreground. I actually took various poses and scenes from different Scooby-Doo episodes and kind of created this out of that to have something to show a bit of a scene. And I went back to an earlier tradition that I had used years before and actually wrote a poem to accompany this. And the poem goes as follows. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the shop the elves were punched out, the machines at a stop. When out on the runway there arose such a clatter, Santa sprang to his sleigh to see what was the matter, when much to his dreaded dismay he did find his magical toy sack stolen by some spirit unkind. Ho 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 ho, he did let out a bellow, for he knew what awaited this unlawful fellow. Past the main courtyard and out through the gates, the Christmas thief scurried, unaware what awaits, when suddenly a rope came down and bound him up tight, followed by 5 figures emerging from the cold winter's night. Zoinks! Cried one. Jinkies! The other. Look here, gang, we caught us another. That's no Santa Claus, that ain't Saint Nick. So Fred ripped off his mask and did so right quick. Behind the disguise, an old man huffing and puffing. I don't believe it, it's old man MacGuffin. Yes, it is I, the old grouch did proclaim. Santa's stable keeper, one and the same. The beckon of Santa's magic sack was too hard to resist, and I'd have gotten away with it too if you kids didn't persist. And so Christmas was saved. The toys were now liberated, thanks to the good folks at Mystery Incorporated. So now I bid a Merry Christmas to you from Jesse de la Rosa and Scooby-Dooby-Doo. So that was for 2017, and again, I did like the little poem. I like the glowing bone outline that I made for this one. And then we fast forward one more year to last year. And last year, for those that have been with us that long, you will know that it's when we basically started our video game channel, and I was in the mood for something game related, so I made my very first Christmas card based on video game characters, and this one was called a Sonic the Hedgehog Christmas. And the message for this one was, quite frankly, again, kindness, be good to one another. Even if you can show a shred of kindness to your worst enemies, who knows what you can stir in their hearts that might change their entire outlook. So here we see the scene of basically Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, or whatever you want to call him nowadays, defeated after one of his failed concoctions, another one of his failed plans, and his machines has been basically blown up. He's there, and here comes Sonic and Tails without malice or wrong intent, basically presenting him with gifts and treats, showing that there's no hard feelings, and hopefully this Robotnik will finally see the light of day. Although it's not likely, but who knows. So that brings us to the year 2019, and that's what I'm going to be working on. Now, I already have an idea in mind for what I'm going to be doing this Christmas. However, if you want to leave comments below with requests or suggestions, if there's something that I see that I like better, I may definitely end up doing it. I haven't started work on it yet, so there's still plenty of time. The way I generally do these, by what you've been seeing, is I take a cartoon character, generally a well-known cartoon character. I try not to take things that are esoteric or cartoon characters and, you know, put them into a Christmas scene or Christmas situation with, of course, you know, the standard Merry Christmas and all that around. So for anybody who has any thoughts, any ideas, any requests, by all means, you know, there's plenty of stuff that I still haven't done. I haven't done, you know, like a Woody Woodpecker. I haven't done Mickey Mouse. You know, there's really nothing that's off the table as long as it's something that's fairly well known. You know, I haven't specifically done Bugs Bunny, though I did do the Booming Coyote Christmas, which is in that same universe. But, you know, there's still plenty of additional characters that I can do, you know, going even back to things like Dexter's Laboratory, the Flintstones. I haven't touched that. So there's still a lot that can be done, but that's one of the things that I'm going to be working on for the month of December. And, of course, all of us here at Odds and Ends Gaming are going to be busy with family, busy with you know, decorating, busy with our own thing. So rather than us try to get, you know, push out content that's going to be subpar, we decided we're going to take a hiatus and instead try to give you quality content at the turn of the new year, and, you know, give you what we can in the meantime. We have some videos that we're working on, but just, you know, don't be too expectant. Take this time to spend it with family, spend it with friends, enjoy your holiday, enjoy Thanksgiving, have a Merry Christmas. We do wish you all of the best. We plan to continue to have, so we will probably do something for Christmas, maybe something pre-recorded, a holiday special of some kind. We may be going back to our movie nights on Odds and Ends Gaming, so there's plenty that we're still going to be doing. Just bear with us, pardon our dust while we do it. Also, one final note here before wrapping everything up, I wanted to bring some additional attention to an item that was brought up last week, where we actually announced, and by we I mean Mr. Burns, or at least the then named Mr. Burns, also known as Cousin Obs, who will be giving away a minty pickaxe. No, I don't mean that he's actually going to give you a mint flavored pickaxe like a real one. This is actually going to come in the form of a code for the game Fortnite. So any Fortnite players, any Fortnite fans out there, all you have to do to be eligible for this drawing is to leave a comment below indicating that you've subscribed, as long as you're a subscriber to our channel, and comment on this video or on the Shoot the Shit, or really any of the videos. You'll be entered in for this drawing, and you may find yourself the lucky recipient of a minty pickaxe. Don't ask me what it does, I don't know. I'm sure it's probably green. That's the only thing that comes to mind, is some sort of pickaxe, maybe possibly mint flavored or mint scented, but at any rate that you could find yourself being the lucky recipient of that item. So again, I am Espionage DB7, and on behalf of my cohorts here on Odds and Ends Gaming, Obsolete 2003, Ringleader, Valkyrie Grinder, who herself has been very, very busy with her new child, going back to school and her job. You know, on behalf of all of us here, on behalf of our, as I've called him, our channel mascot, Mr. Michael Coffey, we want to wish all of you happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Joyeux Noel, peace on earth, goodwill towards men, and settle down. Have a great one.